The Flapper is an American film that was released in 1920. This is a rom-com. I'm not a big fan of rom-coms, but I actually enjoyed this film. This film also is what kickstarted the flapper lifestyle in America. Now, I've talked about on this channel how the flapper lifestyle, it didn't have a name, but it was already in full swing on the other side of the pond. But this film actually, from what I understand, from what I was reading, gave it a name. And so now it was the story was written by Frances Marion. She is well known in the silent era. She, I believe she uh, helped with The Sheik and The Son of the Sheik. And yeah, you see her name quite a bit in silent film. And but so she wrote the story, adapted it to a screenplay, and but this was directed by Alan Crossland. And but this film stars Olive Thomas. And so Olive Thomas, to me, this is why she is considered the first American flapper, not Zelda. I have nothing against Zelda. I've talked about that. But anyway, so the story itself follows 16-year-old Ginger. Actually, her full name is Genevieve. Ginger King, who is played by Olive Thomas. And it starts out in Florida. Now, you see her family, she's got siblings, her mom and dad and everybody. But where's Ginger? Well, all of a sudden you see Ginger and she's with a boy and they're drinking a soda together. Now, at the time, that was considered very scandalous because she is unchaperoned with a boy and they were together. Now, her parents have had it. They're done with her rebellious attitude. And so she is going to go to a boarding school in New York. Mrs. Paddle's School for Young Ladies. And so you get to see actually New York in the 20s. I believe it's Fifth Avenue that you see. And because they're driving down this one road, and I do believe it's Fifth Avenue. And so they get to the school, and it's very strict. I mean, Mrs. Paddles has a very strict, very strict school. But despite that, Ginger doesn't care. And now, again, I know that a lot of people have this idea of what the flappers wore and everything else. Well, this is going to break all of that. Your head will explode, okay? Because this is how the girls dressed as flappers. And I don't know what else to tell you. This is how, not the boas and all of that stuff. This is what they wore. This is what started it. Now, you see them like on a ski trip and everything. They're having a lot of fun and all that. And so they are, these girls are being flirty with the boys and all of that. And there's one gentleman in particular who comes by, he comes by in a sleigh, and Ginger flirts her way into having a sleigh ride with him. And she tells him that she is about 20 years old and everything. So she's sneaking out. She's going on all these dates with him and everything else. Now, there's another girl. Her name is Hortense. And she decides to tell Mrs. Paddles about what's going on. Now, it's not because she has a big problem with Olive Thomas. Basically, I mean, with Ginger. Olive Thomas's character. Basically, it's just because she wants Mrs. Paddles out of the way so that she can steal a bunch of stuff and run away with her boyfriend. So, and it just turns into a chaotic, and I mean, it's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. You watch it and it's funny from beginning to end. And that's one thing that I love about Frances Marion's work is it's so well written. Now, one thing about this is that there's like an add-on to it. I've talked about the silent Cecil B. DeMille's silent 10 Commandments, and how it was like he added on this extra that didn't need to be there. He put on this modern twist that just did not need to be there. Well, they kind of did the same thing here. It's like there's this add-on, didn't need to be there. It did confuse me a little bit, and that was one thing that the critics said. They loved the movie, but that last little bit just didn't need to be there. They absolutely loved Olive Thomas's performance and everything, and which I did too. I think she was. I really liked her performance, and so everything I saw, it got positive reviews. It was just that one extra little bit that they put in. I don't know why they did that, but sometimes they make decisions and they think, yeah, this is a good decision, and then the critics come in. And Frances Marion was also credited with popularizing the term flapper through the US. So I don't know what it was considered in other countries, but here in the US, it's considered flapper. When you see like Louise Brooks and the way she is and everything, yeah. And so anyway, as a whole, this film got great reviews. It's a 1920s rom-com. You get to see New York in the 20s, and especially Fifth Avenue. I'm pretty sure that's Fifth Avenue. You'll tell me, I'm sure. You'll correct me. And and Olive Thomas, unfortunately, she passed away just a few months after doing this movie. So, I mean, this was a huge success for her, and then to lose her so soon after, it's just very sad. But anyway, so this is The Flapper. It's an American film. It was released in 1920.